The Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
I noticed there may have been a common theme this weekend, Kate.
Bethany, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, Tar Heel Athletics is a second half program.
That's what this weekend proved. From basketball to football to volleyball, the Tar Heels had fans' hearts racing this weekend. Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Bethany Pryor.
And I'm Kate McCullough. Thanks for joining us. The UNC men's basketball team faced off against longtime rival Kansas for the first time ever in the Dean Dome on Friday night. The Jayhawks applied early pressure, but the Tar Heels quickly answered back, starting with this slam from freshman phenom Caleb Wilson just minutes later. Wilson struck again with another powerful dunk, putting his dominance on full display. Arizona transfer Henry Visar added to the momentum, forming a duo Kansas couldn't contain. Wilson led the Tar Heels with 24 points. UNC earned its first win over Kansas in 23 years, topping the Jayhawks 87-74.
Like I said, the 23 years piece was the biggest motivator. Coach Davis not being in Kansas until now was a huge motivator. And then, we came back down from 20 last year. We were up 4 with 3 minutes left, and we let the game go. So it was a huge motivation for me.
The Smith Center was electric on Friday thanks to the plethora of dunks. Let's send it over to our basketball analyst, Grace, for Nothing But Nugent to break down the statement win. Grace.
Thanks, Kate. Both of us had yet to be born the last time UNC defeated Kansas almost 23 years ago. But that long stretch of agony at the hands of the Jayhawks came to an end on Friday. Now let's look at the standout, Caleb Wilson. We know the big numbers, 24 points, but let's look at the small things. Watch him here. Peterson goes up for a layup. He misses it. The ball goes back, and look at this separation between Wilson and the basketball. But no problem. He is going to dive on the Dean Dome court, get the ball. His energy is infectious. He puts his body on the line, and that's one of these things. This might be a small play, but it's the grace notes that Wilson has that just brings his game to the next level. And then this was really a tale of two halves. A huge part of that was Kyan Evans and Seth Trimble. They combined in the first for only 4 points, but in the second for 25. And this 67.7 number is the highest second half percentage from the field since 2018. The biggest turning point in the second half was running after the misses and the pace of play. Let's watch this. Wilson inbounds the ball. Look at how far up Kyan Evans is already. He's going to go all the way up to Trimble at the top of the key. Trimble is going to go back to Evans. Boom, swish, three-pointer for Kyan. Trimble had the defense, the hustle and transition, and Kyan is really getting better at bringing that basketball up the court. Finally, we got to look at the bread and butter, the two bigs. Watch here. Trimble has the ball. Visar at the key. Back to Kyan. He's going to go to Wilson. Wilson is going to lob it up, and look at how perfectly placed Visar is. Right in the post. Backwards dunk. Electrifies the Dean Dome. This high-low game is magic between those two. This is a statement win for the Tar Heels, and UNC fans get excited. It's not even a finished product. Back to y'all at the desk.
The season has just started, and that's already a huge Quad 1 win. Thanks, Grace.
Kate, we had a little bit of bad news this weekend about Carolina basketball.
Team captain Seth Trimble broke his left forearm during a workout Sunday afternoon, and unfortunately, timeout post-surgery is unknown at this point.
That's right, Kate. He averaged 14.5 points per game last season and had 17 points and 8 rebounds in the last game versus Kansas. Kate, obviously that's a big upset, but his recovery time is unknown. That means he could be back sooner than we hope.
We can cross our fingers. Hopefully our new team, new transfers coming in, and everybody can really work together to pull off these next few games.
Yeah, they have a couple of games to get there. We have a pretty easy preseason lineup, but on November 27th, we face number 22, Michigan State. Kate, who are you thinking is going to win this game?
For this game, I'm definitely thinking UNC since we just beat number 19, Kansas. I know we can beat number 22, Michigan State.
That's what I think too, Kate. I think we can pull out a win against Michigan State. We just beat number 19, Kansas, as you said, so I'm hoping that it's going to be a pretty substantial win for Carolina. But on December 2nd, we face number 9 Kentucky, so that's the big test we have in our preseason. Who do you think is going to take this?
Definitely going to be a tough game, and I honestly have to say Kentucky, although I'm always a Tar Heel fan.
That's right, Kay. I have to say we're going to lose to Kentucky, but I think there's going to be some fight, and I think it'll be a good lineup coming up to regular season games.
I agree, Bethany.
That's right. But as we said earlier, where our predictions aren't always correct, I didn't predict football correctly, but the Tar Heels came back home after their first ACC victory, looking to bring a homecoming win to the crowd against the Stanford Cardinal. Melkar Abujade and the Heels defense quickly went to work against the worst offense in the conference. He sacked Elijah Brown multiple times, wreaking havoc all night with relentless pressure. The offense was stalling out for the majority of the game when all of a sudden running back Davion Gauze made some plays and got the Tar Heels rolling. The Heels built a 17-point lead, but the Cardinal made a late game push and pulled within 5. But once again, Abujade got the quarterback, ending the night for Stanford. The Heels win 20-15, with the defense racking up 9 sacks in an impressive effort.
As a dog, so, I think Tyler just kind of showed out. For me personally, he's been looking like a dog the whole time, and I think Melkar kind of same way. It's just good to see them, get started and get hot these last couple of games. I think Melkar's had 3 sacks in the last 3 games. 3 sacks.
Let's head over to football analyst Alden Archdeacon with Alden's All-Stars. A scare at the end, but the defense shut the door.
Thanks, Bethany. Look, that's 2 in a row, baby. The Heels are on a heater. They're looking really good. They have me feeling really good. I broke out my all-star list from this past game. Let's start it off with the defensive line. You mentioned it, 9 sacks. I mean, they absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage. Stanford had no shot on their offensive line, 9 sacks. That's insane. Next up, Steve Belichick. He was under a lot of fire, a lot of pressure when our secondary was getting torched early on in the season against really good offenses. The defense is rolling, and they're all rock right now. Next up, you know who we don't show enough love to? The special teams. Special teams, special players. Reese Verhoff, he had 2 extra points, 2 field goals made. Really solid performance out of him. Last All-Star, Jordan Shipp. He's our wide receiver, #1. Let's take a look here. It's actually a really good play by Lopez, our quarterback. You can see here, Stanford's showing blitz, and they're going to bring all 7. What this means in the secondary is that all these guys are playing man-to-man. So he's going to look at Shipp right here. Shipp is just running a curl. A curl is just run past first down a couple yards and then curl right back and sit. Lopez is going to let that ball release before Shipp is even looking towards him. That's great timing on him, shows really good practice. The defender falls down, and the rest is all Shipp. He's going all the way, and he's going to punch it in. Look, Shipp had about 80 yards on the day. Receiving yards, he had 1 touchdown. He leads the team in receptions, leads the team in receiving yards. But there's one All-Star that's not on this list, that doesn't come up on TV, that doesn't show up, and it's the nutrition team. Luckily for us, though, Austin Alexander went behind the scene to show us their impact.
In football, it's not just the plays you run, the conditioning you do, or the weights you lift that leads to success on the field, but it's the food you eat and the nutrition you intake. We sat down with Amber Reinstein-Ressa, Director of Sports Nutrition here at UNC Football.
The easiest way to describe my job is anything that involves food, water, hydration, operations, and the guys, I'm part of them.
She's worked with the Philadelphia Eagles, the New York Jets, IMG Academy, and Michigan State in her time. And she's now here with the UNC football team.
So this is actually my second stint at UNC. I came back here because I love the people that work here. I love the athletes that come to Carolina, and I love Carolina as a whole, just for the state.
We talked with a UNC football player to get a personal testimony of her work.
She's making us take kills like fish oil, like we always need that. All the other things, like drinking a little shake, staying hydrated as much as we can. It's all like the little stuff that nobody ever thinks about. It's just the biggest part of any weight gain is just anything you need in football. But I feel like that was the biggest impact she had on.
The reason I do my job is because of the athletes. I love the impact I can make. I love the relationships I build with them. I love knowing that I'm making an impact in my guys' lives and watching them become great men, great athletes later on.
Her combination of not only fueling players, but connecting with them is why she's one of the best in the country. I'm Austin Alexander, reporting.
The Tar Heels are entering their final 3 games, all in state rivalries. With bowl eligibility still up for grabs, they'll need to lean on nutrition, teamwork, and Melkar Abujade to finish the season strong.
In the pros, Drake May and the Patriots keep it rolling on Sunday with a tough win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In the first quarter, Drake hit Kyle Williams on a 72-yard touchdown bomb to get this day started after getting stuffed on the goal line, made through a perfect pass to Stephon Diggs to get the Patriots a 14-10 lead. The fourth quarter, Drake threw an incredible 54-yard pass to former heel Mac Hollins. The Patriots hold on to 28-3. Hold on to win 28-23 with May throwing 2 touchdown passes.
Carolina field hockey was out to win their 9th ACC tournament championship in a row against UVA on Friday. Midway through the first quarter, Charlie Bruder found Danny Mendez in the middle of the shooting circle to fire it into the open goal. Mendez found her second goal off a penalty corner in the second quarter, sneaking in to redirect the ball into the goal. Bruder followed that up by powering home a penalty corner before UVA scored a penalty. Mendez finished off her MVP game with an assist to Teresa Netzberger, ending the game 4-1 for UNC's 28th Field Hockey Conference Championship. To hear more about the Tar Heels' 9th consecutive ACC championship win, let's turn to our field hockey analyst, Sophia Gray. Great, Sophia?
Thanks, guys. Coach Aaron Matson said it first. 9 years in a row does have a sweet ring to it. Since 2016, the ACC Championship trophy has stayed in Chapel Hill. And a big reason why it isn't going anywhere is former Virginia midfielder Danny Mendez. She's stepping up once again with a statement performance against her old team, earning tournament MVP honors. Let's take a look at her opening goal. Now, Charlie Bruder is going to start with the ball inside the shooting circle. I'm going to stop it right here because Bruder's such a big threat. Obviously, the Virginia defender is going to immediately guard her. So she does the smart move. Danny's going to cut behind. She's going to be wide open for a feed and a quick shot off in the first 5 minutes of the game. Really set the tone for this match. Now, Mendez didn't stop there. And this play right here highlights exactly how adaptable this Carolina team is. After a previous failed penalty corner, watch how the Tar Heels adjust to extend their lead. Now, Danny's actually going to be the one that sends the ball into play. Isabel Bohr, last time she took a shot, wasn't successful. So I want you to watch Danny Mendez after she sends the ball in. She's actually going to sneak into the play. Isabel Bohr, she's going to feed Danny, and she's going to take a sliding shot. You'll see a different angle, but she has this sliding shot to score, again, extending Carolina's lead. Now, with home field advantage for the first 2 rounds and confidence at an all-time high, North Carolina turns its attention to the NCAA tournament this week and the chance to keep this championship run rolling. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sophia. We'll see if North Carolina can keep this momentum up in the NCAA tournament.
We have some pretty exciting accolades about the ACC championship, though. That's our 9th ACC championship in a row, adding to be 28 overall. Now, there's some pretty exciting things about Aaron Matson as well. Our head coach, Aaron Matson, is 3 for 3 in AC championships, and this is the first time since Karen Shelton herself. That's absolutely amazing. We're really excited to see how they do. But now we're into the NCAA playoffs. The bracket came out yesterday. We can see right here that Drexel and St. Joe's have to play in to see who faces UNC. But if St. Joe's wins, we know that's going to be a pretty big matchup. Definitely a receipt to cash. 100%, Bethany. I know neither of us have ever won a field hockey national championship, but I know you won a national championship for club volleyball. That's right, Kate. Winning a national championship in any sport takes a lot of preparation. We don't only have a women's club volleyball team, but we have a men's team too, and reporter Addison Carnow spoke with the men's club volleyball team about their season.
I definitely had the most fun last year out of all my years of club. I think this team is a really great group of guys, so we click really well and get along, so that makes it really fun on the court, just as fun as off the court. I'm really looking forward to seeing improvement match to match, opponent to opponent. Really looking forward to nationals at the end of the year. Just want to do better every time we step on the court. I really love the fact that we're all really supportive of each other. It's something where, we don't have a coach on this team, so we have to kind of coach ourselves.
The club's president is one of the main coaches for this team, and his experience in volleyball isn't what you would expect.
I was playing pickup basketball in Rams probably first week on campus. I met a guy who was a junior when I was a freshman. He was wearing a UNC men's volleyball shirt. I was like, what's the deal with it? He's like, well, it's a club, come try out. We try out on Tuesday. I went, I tried out. They took a chance on me. It's like a tall, decently athletic guy. Taught me how to play, and it's been super fun.
Men's club volleyball draws many fans from the local volleyball community, including some members of UNC Volleyball. The team scrimmages against nearby D1 clubs such as Duke and NC State, preparing for regional championships in the spring.
With a talented roster and strong chemistry, men's club volleyball shows lots of promise for the upcoming season. I'm Addison Carnow, reporting.
I'm looking forward to seeing the men try to match the success of our women's team. Bethany, how did the varsity team perform this past week?
Kate, the varsity team had a pretty tough matchup. The 15th ranked Carolina volleyball team traveled coast to coast to face the powerhouse 5th ranked Stanford. Now, the first set was a battle with powerful kills like this one from Chelsea Thorpe. Carolina kept the pace early. The Heels looked strong until Stanford struck an 8-1 run to take the set 25-22. Now, in the second, Stanford brought the pressure, jumping to a 7-2 lead off the bat. Fighting back, kills by Lauren Shutter and Haley Pierce tied it up at 8-8. Stanford stayed in control and won the set 25-17. The third set went no differently. Stanford didn't let up, pushing the Heels down 8 points. Thorpe secured 4 kills toward the end of the set, but it wasn't enough. Stanford won 25-16, sweeping Carolina, the Heels' first back-to-back losses of the season. Now, the Tar Heels wasted no time taking out their frustration against Cal on Sunday, bringing the energy right from the start. Jackie Taylor and this huge swing helped the Tar Heels take set 1 25-9. Now, Carolina fought back in the second, forcing multiple Carolina errors, but keeping things tight. But Chelsea Thorpe stayed hot, finishing the set with 6 kills to put the Heels up 2-0. UNC kept the momentum rolling in the third, staying sharp and consistent. They completed the sweep against the Bears. With a tough loss against Stanford and solid win against California, volleyball analyst Marilee Tu is here to break down the Heels' weekend performance. Marilee.
Bethany, turns out a Cardinal has more game than a Bear. Friday's issue, the Heels struggled defensively with recovering Stanford's block. Let's take a look. In this first clip, it's a great hit by middle Jackie Taylor, but notice here how no one is in this patch. Sophie Hampton is the only Tar Heel in the back row, and the blocker sees that and sends it right through the patch, and when the ball hits the ground, that's when the Tar Heels went after it, but they fixed their mistakes going into the third set. Once again, another solid middle play. Jackie Taylor sends it down. There are 5 Tar Heels right here to recover the block, but it was so quick, none of them could recover it. It went to the ground. I couldn't even see the ball until it touched the ground, and I had to look really closely. But the Tar Heels did do a couple things right. They had great hitting, but it was Stanford's defense that was able to recover them. Let's take a look at this hit by Chelsea Thorpe. Great height, sends it right down. That is usually a great placement. Most defensive players aren't really back here by the line, but Stanford anticipated that hit and recovered it well. And the numbers really do tell the story about how UNC lost this match in a sweep. Look at the 44 kills by Stanford compared to UNC's 34. UNC had 22 errors, most of them defensive, compared to the 12 errors by Stanford. Look at their hitting percentage, .333. Assists, Stanford had 41, UNC only had 32. Once again, those were the defensive errors. And Stanford had 13 blocks. Like we talked about, that was definitely the hardest part of Stanford's game. Now, was this game end of the season for UNC? No, not at all. Stanford is ranked 5th in the nation, UNC is 15, and they took revenge on Cal on Sunday in a sweep. So they have a lot of momentum going forward. Look at this game as motivation for them to work defensively. Back to you, Bethany.
Thanks, Marilee. The Heels hope to maintain their top 15 ranking going into this weekend.
Trying to stay alive in the conference tournament, 9th-seeded Carolina men's soccer took on the top seed Virginia Sunday night. In the 27th, Nacho Abial sent one into Bracken Sarah, who sailed it past the keeper, putting the Heels up 1-0. UVA answered, but not until the 78th minute with a cross into the net to even the score. The Cavaliers finished it out with a beautiful shot from Nicholas Simmons that slipped past the keeper. Our analyst, Ellie Bowman, has the breakdown of what went right, what went wrong, and what's next for Carolina men's soccer. Ellie?
It was a match that showed both promise and challenge as the Tar Heels tried to take down the regular season champions on the road. We're going to break down some plays here. To start, it was the best play. We're going to have Nacho Abial set up the ball perfectly. He's going to trip up a defender and get a pass to Gabriel Bracancera, who's going to find the back of the net perfectly. Looking at this a little closer, you can see how Nacho Abial trips up this defender, finds an open spot, and then Gabriel Bracancera cleanly finishes. Our offense has been on a roll and is what's been carrying us to have wins. However, right before the half, UVA is going to bounce back. They're going to find the back of the net and just get right past our defense. Our defense continued to not play well after this, and eventually it's what left the final goal by a matter of inches. As you can see, our defense were inches away from stopping the ball, and then Andrew Cortez inches away from stopping the pass, which eventually gets to the back of the net, and is what got UVA the win. They fought to the end, though, even surviving a penalty that hit the crossbar, but couldn't find the equalizer still. This team is built for the postseason. At 9-4, North Carolina should be in the NCAA tournament conversation. My prediction, the Tar Heels get in. It might not be a top seed, but their discipline and experience give them a chance to make noise, win games, and turn heads in the NCAA tournament. Kate?
Thanks, Ellie. The Tar Heels now turn their focus to Selection Monday as they await their NCAA tournament fate.
On Saturday, the women's tennis team wrapped up the ITA East Sectional Tournament at Tuning Tennis Center. Junior Theodora Radman punched her ticket to the NCAA Singles Championships later this month. In Radman's deciding match against UVA opponent Martina Ginasales, the first set was neck and neck. Radman came through in the thrilling tiebreaker to grab the set 7-6. Ginasales bounced back to take the second, but Radman's powerful swings and strategic drop shots allowed her to surge for a 6-1 win in the third set to grab the match. She joins Reese Brantmeyer, Tatum Evans, and Oji Kajuru in the singles draw. The Tar Heel men's tennis team faced off against South Carolina this weekend. South Carolina came out strong, taking 4 games to UNC's 1, thanks to sharp backcourt play and consistent power. UNC's duo Nick Mangiapane and Anthony Wright tried to turn things around, capitalizing on South Carolina's net error to close the gap. But the Gamecocks stayed steady. The Tar Heels applied some late pressure, but South Carolina's athleticism and control proved too much. UNC may not have come on top, but there still is a lot to celebrate. 3 Tar Heels qualified for the NCAA singles tournament in Orlando and will be joined by 2 doubles pairs.
The Tar Heel men's wrestling team took on Northern Colorado Sunday in the home opener. The Tar Heels came out strong with quick takedowns and solid defense. Ranked 19th in the country, Bryce Hepner stayed in control through a tight match, sealing the 8-5 win with a strong 3-point takedown. After the 5th match, the score was 18-0. Even after a short break, the Tar Heels continued the momentum. Heavyweight Nolan Neves, ranked 25th in the nation, ends his match early in a technical fall, 21-4. UNC takes the meet win, 40-0.
The Tar Heels made some noise on the national stage this weekend. Carolina Fencing delivered one of their biggest wins of the season. Carolina Fencing stunned Ohio State on the road. Both the men's and women's squads pull off top 6 upsets with standout performances from Lauren Yu, Anna Timervev, and Elizabeth Zigalo and Alden Wood. A big confidence boost as the Tar Heels gear up for the rest of the fall season. Let's head to the pool where North Carolina swimming and diving took on South Carolina on Friday. The Gamecock women topped UNC 176-124. Despite strong swims from the Tar Heels, Samantha Armand and Mary McCauley, but the UNC men answered, cruising to a 174.5 to 125.5 win, that led by Ben Delmar's 3 wins.
And now let's take a peek at a couple of the best Carolina plays from the last week. In this play, during the men's basketball game versus Kansas, transfer Henry Visar executes an electric backward dunk. And in Keenan, quarterback Gio Lopez lofts one over to running back Davion Gauze for a beautiful touchdown grab. Head over to our Instagram stories to vote, and we'll reveal the results this Friday.
With winter sports just around the corner, reporter Gianna D'Amato takes us to the skating rink, where one club team is preparing for their upcoming competitions.
The Orange County Sportsplex skating rink is home to more than just UNC's ice hockey team. Every week, the figure skating club hits the rink to perfect their routines in preparation for competition.
We have 2 competitions in Ohio next semester in the spring. We just came back from our first competition this year from Florida.
The club welcomes skaters of all levels, guiding them through the beginner stages of figure skating. Athletes like Andy Carlson feel the support when it comes to learning new techniques.
There's a really advanced skaters here on the team, and they're always helping me with my spins or my jumps, which is really great because it's a really technical sport, so having someone who can actually give you some pointers who's a little further along is really helpful.
Here on the ice, UNC's figure skating club spends hours building their confidence and consistency.
Their hard work is paying off, and some skaters are even advancing to higher levels beyond Chapel Hill as a result of their efforts.
Ella, who's also the competition director, she's competed at Worlds for Theater on Ice, and she's a Team USA skater.
As the team continues to grow and prepare for the competition season, new members like Cecilia Putman say they have plenty of talent to look up to.
Alicia and Mia, they're really amazing skaters, and it's really cool to be able to practice with them now.
UNC figure skating is turning a commonly individual sport into a supportive team effort. I'm Gianna Diamato reporting.
Kate, I heard that figure skating might run in your family.
Just a little bit, Bethany, but I've never done it myself. And I know your dad played hockey, am I right?
Yeah, that's right, Kate. So I have a little bit of time on the ice. Maybe we can hit the ice together this winter.
Please, we need to.
Well, that does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Friday with a preview of another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics.